Hello, my name is Rashad Murphy, and today I will be doing a presentation on functional analysis. So, what is a functional analysis? A functional analysis is a type of assessment that determines the functions of behavior. So, if you think there are four basic functions of behavior, you have attention seeking, escape maintained, sensory, and access to tangible. So, a functional analysis will evaluate five conditions that each last about 15 minutes to compare each of those functions for behavior to help us determine what the function of a behavior could possibly be. Those conditions are the play condition, the attention condition, alone, escape, and tangible. And we'll go through each of those. So the play phase is also known as the control phase. This is because there are no demands given, there's ample stimuli available, and the therapist interacts with the client so that they're making sure they're providing attention. Now, the reason control phase or the play phase is called the control phase is because you're going to compare the other phases to this stage. That way you can help yourself figure out what the function of behavior is, because in this stage all needs are essentially met. They have access to toys, they're getting attention, you're not placing demands on them, so they have no in theory they'd have no reason to engage in problem behavior. Now, the attention phase is where you still don't give any demands and you make sure they have toys or stimuli available, to engage with. Now, here is just where you withhold attention. So while they play and you don't give demands, you do not engage with them. And if a behavior occurs, it is likely that that behavior is occurring because they wish to obtain your attention. Now, the next stage is the alone phase. This one is where the client is essentially just left alone. There's no stimuli, well, there's little to no stimuli for them to engage with. Still, there are no demands being placed, and you try your best not to interact with the client, like not giving them attention, and things like that. Escape. Essentially the same as all of the other conditions, except now you're starting to place demands on the client, because if a behavior occurs now, it's because they want you to stop placing demands on them or they want to escape an adverse situation, which is now that you're trying to make them do stuff. Now, we have to remember that problem behaviors can be dangerous for ourselves and the child. So during this stage, we make sure that we use prompt hierarchy, to ensure the completion of the target, to not reinforce the escape maintain behavior, as well as to ensure to not make get the client as elevated as possible and harm themselves or ourselves. So it's important to make sure that if you see them getting frustrated, you intervene using prompt hierarchy, remembering to not provide too much attention, but still making sure that you follow through, so that not to reinforce escape behaviors. Now, the next one is tangible. Now, earlier we spoke about the attention seeking stage, where if you withhold attention, if it happens, it's for attention. Then we spoke about the alone stage, which basically you leave them alone, which if a behavior is occurring, it could be for sensory or automatic purposes, which just means that it's not socially mediated. It doesn't mean like it's something inside of them. Automatic and sensory just means that there's no social mediation for the behavior to occur. And then we just went over escape, so leaving the last one to be tangible. Now, for this one, clients are given a preferred item or toy and they can engage with it. And then essentially you just remove that item. And if they engage in problem behavior when that item is removed, then the behavior may be maintained by access to tangible. Now, in conclusion, those were all five. I know I just went over the stages that we just did, but each of those represent one of the stage. Well, each of the four after the play stage represent one of the four functions of behavior that would be a possible reason that a behavior is occurring, so that we can provide the proper interventions. And at the end of all of them, you will compare the alone, the escape, the attention, and the tangible to that play phase, and look at your notes and things like that. That way you can decide objectively what the function of that behavior was. Thank you.